Your thoughts?
What? What? Who?
Nice.
Happy Wednesday. It's the 10th day of April. CJ Nasello, it's our daily show right here on RiverBender.com. We got a great one for you today. We're going to be all about food is love here in the next 18 minutes or so. We're getting the Master Chef in here, and we're going to get the latest on the show, the great food trucks coming in, all of the great things happening from the culinary side of Alton Works, and all the great stuff coming down the pipeline. We have that conversation soon. Then at around 10:10, 10:20, we're going to talk to NGREC and get the latest on their native plant sale. This is really cool that they do each and every year, and it's really a great way for us to kind of beautify our landscapes in a natural way. And so many of you guys just driving the neighborhoods are starting to do that and have more of a naturalist, a native section of your garden. That's really cool to see it all coming together. So we're going to get the latest from NGREC. Then Peter Allen joins us at about 10:30. We are going to get all of the details from Mississippi Masters, RiverBender.com, partnering up with Grafton, as we're going to bring you some insights, some details on all the fun that being had over there in the village throughout the summer months. And we started off with our conversation on the Mississippi Masters. That all comes down the pipeline. If you have anything you'd like to add today, you can on the text line 618-759-7469. You can try to comment on Facebook. I just never pay attention to our social media feeds because the big portion of you are right here on RiverBender.com, and you get our daily email update called Around the Riverbend. If you haven't yet, sign up today by going to RiverBender.com and hit the sign up button, where you can join myself and 70,000 plus that are in the know each and every day of the work week and on Saturdays with Around the Riverbend. We will take you to Alton first. Sydney Sinks brings us the latest out of Pride Incorporated. They are hosting its biannual citywide litter cleanup in Alton this weekend from 9 a.m. until noon on Saturday, April the 13th. Community members will spread out across the city to pick up trash and spread Pride's message of beautification and loving where you live. Pat Stewart, the executive director of Pride Inc., explained that the goal of the cleanup is to bring people together to take pride in their hometown. Stewart said there are over 60 local organizations and church groups and others who have signed up to be a part of the cleanup day so far, but everyone is invited to join in on the fun. You can stop by 200 West 3rd Street. Building sounds familiar. That's the Riverbender building. Or you can stop by Hellrung Park on Saturday to pick up a donut, trash bags, and gloves, and volunteers will help you find a location where litter cleanup is needed. Let me direct you to Elm Street in North Alton. You can also stop by the Alton Visitor Center or Jacoby Arts Center prior to April the 13th to pick up additional supplies. While April the 13th is the main litter cleanup day, Stewart encourages people to consider participating throughout the month if you can't make it on Saturday to help with the citywide event. As an organization, Pride Inc. has completed many beautification projects throughout the Riverbend region. They hope the citywide litter cleanup will inspire more beautification while educating participants about the importance of taking care of your community and not littering. For more information about Pride Incorporated, you can visit prideincorporated.org. That's prideincorporated.org, or go to altoncitywide.littercleanup.com and click to learn more about the litter cleanup and how you can be involved. Also in the news today, out of Glen Carbon, Dalton Brown with a great write-up. Glen Carbon officially one step closer to being a little bit more express. Panda Express is coming into the restaurant portfolio for the Village. The Village Board on Tuesday unanimously approved a site plan for the new restaurant, which will open in the ever-developing Orchard Town Center. Glen Carbon is the place to be, and Panda Express would like to come join the community. Development Director Erica Heil said in a quote, Heil stated in a memo to trustees that Panda Express is, quote, looking to invest in the village. The total development cost of the restaurant is currently estimated at $3.8 million, according to a land application for this project. The Glen Carbon location will consist of 2,400 square foot freestanding restaurant with 36 interior seats, 22 outdoor seats, and a drive-through. The site will also feature 50 regular parking spots, 3 ADA-compliant parking spots, and 2 spots for bicycles. The land application also lists the number of workers to be employed at the new restaurant to be 10 to 12 employees per shift for a total of 2 shifts or 20 to 24 employees total. Its hours of operation would be 10 a.m. until 10 p.m. Once completed, the restaurant's exact address will be 2337 Troy Road. Heil said it will occupy outlot number 9 in the Orchard Town Center, the lot that is just south of Chick-fil-A. Village trustees voted unanimously to approve the Panda Express site plan. An estimated construction timeline has yet to be provided, but boy, oh boy, Glen Carbon keeps on adding to their portfolio. Out of Edwardsville, Dalton Brown again has this. Cases of personal property theft filed in Madison County in recent weeks include 1 instance of burglary, 2 cases of a stolen vehicle, and more. Warren Elders, 52, is listed out of Alton as homeless, was charged with residential burglary and 2 counts of theft. On March 21st, Elders allegedly entered someone's residence with the intent to commit a theft, then stole their chair cushions, according to court documents. Elders faces a Class 1 felony for the residential burglary and 2 Class A misdemeanors for both theft counts. Her case was presented by the Granite City Police Department, and she was reportedly remanded to jail until her initial appearance in court. Robbie Parker, 49, of Granite City, charged with 1 count of theft on February the 24th after allegedly stealing multiple bikes and lawn equipment from an individual. The stolen items reportedly had a total combined value of more than $500. Granite City Police Department presented Parker's case, in which he faces a Class 3 felony. Parker was granted pretrial release after signing the conditions of pretrial release order. Lamar Cotton, 34, of St. Louis, charged on March the 14th with offenses related to motor vehicle and aggravated fleeing or attempting to elude a peace officer. Cotton allegedly possessed a 2023 Jeep Grand Cherokee with a Missouri registration number which he knew to be stolen, then attempted to flee from police at 21 miles or more per hour over the legal speed limit. Cotton's case was presented by the Metro East Auto Theft Division of the Madison County Sheriff's Office. He faces a Class 2 felony for the vehicle offense and a Class 4 felony for fleeing from police. Court documents indicate he was released upon his signature of conditions of pretrial release order. Finally, James Williams Jr., 32, of Pontoon Beach, charged with offenses related to motor vehicles in a separate case from March the 11th. Williams allegedly possessed a 2013 Chevrolet Sonic with an Illinois registration number which he knew to be stolen. Williams faces a Class 2 felony in a case presented by the Metro East Auto Theft Division of the Madison County Sheriff's Office. He was granted pretrial release after signing a condition of pretrial release order. The issuance of charges is based solely upon probable cause, never an indication of guilt. Out of Jerseyville, some Jersey Scouts were honored with coveted badges recently for their Red Ribbon Week work. Dan Brandon, content director, brings us the latest on this one. Local Girl Scout Troop 77, led by Lindsay Miller, and Scout Troops 8059B, led by Jules King, Damon Atkins, Damon Atkins, Ray Hasty, and David Rauschkolb, and 8059G, led by Jennifer Flager, Katie Tal, Joe Wurst, and Tabitha Schulte are proudly displaying new badges on their uniforms after being recognized by the DEA for their outstanding work during Red Ribbon Week. How cool is this? The badge is awarded to troops for participating in a variety of engaging anti-drug related activities held in celebration of Red Ribbon Week. These special badges were awarded in honor of Special Agent Kiki Camarena, a DEA agent who bravely fought against drug trafficking and tragically lost his life in the line of duty. Earning this badge is a significant accomplishment for the local Scout troops. It represents their dedication to making a positive impact in their communities. Jersey County residents are encouraged to congratulate Girl Scout Troop number 77 and Scout Troops 8059B and 8059G for their outstanding achievement. Couple of more bits of news for you. The Times 912 on this 10th day of April. For Tara Lee Griffin, April the 20th is a holiday to celebrate the use of legal cannabis, but she can't celebrate without remembering the 40,000 people in the United States who are currently incarcerated for nonviolent cannabis crimes. Griffin has decided to host a party and fundraiser to benefit the Last Prisoner Project, an organization that advocates for those who have been incarcerated for cannabis crimes. On Saturday, 420, April the 20th, community members are invited to join in at the conservatory to have fun while helping support a great cause. The event, titled Fairy Herb Mother Presents Get Loud, is completely free through donations to the Last Prisoner Project are encouraged. There will be raffle items available from local head shops and businesses. Proceeds from the raffle go to the organization. Midnight Topher's Pizza will be slinging slices throughout the night, Griffin added. For $1 for each and $1 from each sale will be donated. Doors open at 6 p.m. and live music begins at 7. Griffin expects the event to end by midnight, though she said there will be going on throughout the evening if the vibes are going, and they're good. While Get Loud event promises to be fun, Griffin doesn't want to lose the sight of the night's cause. The Last Prisoner Project helps people get their charges dropped and sentences shortened, which Griffin said is a prohibitively complicated and long process, and though also provides support and resources. You can learn more for yourself at lastprisonerproject.org. For more information about the Get Loud fundraiser, you can visit the official Facebook page or just stop on by the conservatory on April the 20th at 6 p.m. Sydney Sinks also reporting out of Alton that the Flock Food Truck Park and Bar welcomed 2 permanent food trucks over the weekend, and they're eager to share more about the storied history of one new addition. The Space Shuttle Cafe is a DC-3 airplane turned food truck, and the new restaurant on wheels will sure be the delight to both history buffs and foodies alike. John Simmons, the owner of Alton Works, noted that this is the only DC-3 airplane in the world licensed for street use and converted into a food truck. But while the food truck's history is fascinating, the next chapter is set to be just as unique. Space Shuttle Cafe will welcome a new chef every year. Lasse Sorensen, host of the Emmy-nominated Food is Love television show, will personally mentor the, quote, shuttle chef. Sorensen explained that he is excited to be a part of the Space Shuttle Cafe and to contribute to the campaign that fights food insecurity in the region. We'll learn more about this right after we get out of news. 9:15, let's look at your weather for today. It's 62 degrees out there. It feels like, there we go, it feels about 61. Today, cooler with periods of rain. There can be a rumble of thunder, so if you're on my middle school soccer team, please take note. We might have a cancellation this afternoon. Tonight, rain and breezy later on. Temperatures, like I said, will reach about 63 degrees today. There is a 98% chance that we're going to get rain throughout the 618 in the Metro East. Temperatures drop to 50 overnight as we head into Thursday. On Thursday, we can expect 63 degrees, a high of 47, and a 92% chance of precipitation. On Friday, no rain in the forecast, a high of 65, a low of 43, but there is hope. Saturday and Sunday, a high of 80 on Saturday, a low of 60 on Sunday, a high of 83, a low of 60 yet again. We're getting closer to warmer weather as this real spring is hitting the 618. For time and temperature throughout the day, you can always call 618-465-4545. This time powered by Tom Lane. He's your local State Farm agent. Before we take a quick break, look at SkyCam and keep on chatting the day away. Will your child be 5 on or before the 1st of September? If so, it's time to talk kindergarten enrollment. I get it. I get it. You were just teaching your little one how to walk. Now they started drawing with crayons, and now it's time to go and start the education journey. The Alton Community Unit School District number 11 is very excited to start this chapter of all of your lives together as a family. They encourage you to sign up for kindergarten enrollment. And the dates are Monday, April 22nd, April the 23rd, April the 24th, and April the 25th, 3:30 to 7 p.m. And this does include students currently enrolled in early childhood and Head Start. At enrollment, you'll take a pre-K assessment, you'll meet the teachers, tour the school, have a snack, take a bus ride, and even have a photo with the Redbird. You can find out more information by giving this number a call, 618-474-2600. That's 618-474-2600. And get on ready for that school journey to begin. 9:17 is the time. We'll come back after a quick break on this 10th day of April. Our daily show continues on RiverBender.com, Roku TV next, right here in downtown Alton.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
In the heart-pounding moments of the game, every move counts, just like in chiropractic care. Dr. Andrew Dykman of Rosewood Chiropractic champions this belief, supporting our teams in every drive and supporting his patients for nearly 20 years, offering affordable, compassionate, all-natural wellness care. Call 618-259-2676 or visit rosewoodchiropractic.com today. Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
And I wonder why the little things you find they coming true. Oh, telephone line, give me some time. I'm living in twilight.
Welcome in 922, the chef and the general. You saw the video. Well, 40,000 of you did. We're going to get everyone to see that one here in the Madison County area. How are we doing today, guys? Is it warm out there yet, or is it still chilly?
No, it's actually it's a perfect spring day. Getting a little rain and it's starting to warm up again.
That's great. Well, this is an exciting time for the Alton area, the Riverbend region. Not really just a one-town excitement, but a regional excitement. Flock Food Truck getting 2 permanent landing food trucks. Really, I keep wanting to call them restaurants because of all the amenities that are inside of these food trucks and all the great food being served. But to bring these 2 permanent structures in, and then the big one, the literal space shuttle you brought in, this has got to be really an exciting week for both of you.
Oh, it is, and you know, really the history between John and I, we met each other. He was on my show 2 years ago. I think it was 2 years ago.
Uh-huh.
And you know, me being in the restaurant business for years and seeing a kitchen that size inside of a space shuttle, and it just struck a chord with me. And I said to John, man, I wish I was involved in it or had something to do with that or ever had a chance to cooking there. And here we are today. we had no idea that this was going to happen this way, that our paths were going to cross 2 years ago. And then, you know, John Simmons got us together up here, working together on this project in Alton. So it was meant to be.
And, you know, John, fill me in on this, too.
Yeah.
Whenever you're getting connected and you're collaborating on this new chapter for, you know, Alton's culinary scene, what were those conversations that both of you had? Was it kind of one of those where the ideas just fit like a puzzle and we were ready to roll?
Well, it was on our end.
Yeah,
as Lasse said,
yeah.
You know, the notion is when we launched into hospitality, we were really looking at it, focusing on trucks as a form of solving a gap in communities we call food insecurity in deserts, right? And so the space shuttle just became, you know, the primary way that we drew attention to that mission. So when we got connected through that and the currency of caring, we realized that, you know, we had a lot in common because at the heart of everything is using food as a way to connect and bless people.
Yep.
And so when you look at whether from a mission standpoint or an experiential, which we call restaurants, it was there from minute one. I mean, we were like, you know, if you see the episode, we're like fast friends from minute one, only to know that 2 years later, everything that's unfolding in Alton literally fits, like, it's like the middle piece of a puzzle just fell in there, and we're like, the puzzle's complete when John Simmons was able to connect us again, and it's been nonstop since.
Well, let me get your takeaways of Alton's area, just as you guys have kind of made your journeys in and you're starting to get everything planted down. What are your initial thoughts of the area, the culinary scene, but also just the atmosphere, you know, in general for the 618?
Well, I mean, the best way to describe my feeling about Alton is that I'm planning to relocate my family to Alton and be a permanent resident here. So I'm all in on what's going to happen here.
I had no idea. That's incredible.
Yeah, so I'm commuting right now, and I'm looking to find something suitable for me to live in. But you know, I'm so excited about being part of the plan. Turning Alton into a culinary destination, but I will say that, you know, it's going to be it's going to take a village.
Absolutely.
So really, right now, we're not really making any big moves. The big move this year is the flock right now, and then we're going to have to, John and I have to really get to know everybody and all the players, and we're here to also help what's here now. And, people can reach out to me. I have an office on 223 Market right under the Stratford.
Mm-hmm.
And we have basically an open door policy. We're interesting to hear what people, locals, are interested in food-wise, what they want to see, what's happening, because, it's just like, as a chef, you can cook with curry all day long and because you love it, but if people are not eating it, it's not going to work.
Right.
So it's kind of important for me to know what the senses are on taste and what people want.
Well, and what I love, just what you just hit on, going back to it, is the fact that, hey, any current restaurant owner out there in the area is more than welcome to reach out, be a part of it, because we grow together,
Exactly.
And that's what I think's the big message in this is we're going to grow together. No one's getting left out.
Yeah.
We're a team.
Absolutely.
That's right.
And we're maybe if we can raise the bar for everybody, we're going to have more people coming over here, and that means there's going to be more demands for restaurants, and everybody's going to thrive.
Yeah. Well, and take me through your guys' initial encounter, because we see the cameras of Food is Love just like the folks see it here. But I always tell people the best part of the segments are during the commercial break when we're all kind of, it's like Festivus here, the airing of grievances sometimes, maybe something you read on the news. But when you guys were getting connected, what did the cameras not capture in those interactions, that initial meeting when you're on the Food is Love show, that kind of led to, this, good morale that both of you share with each other?
Well, I think that what I remember about that, normally when we shoot a show and we're done, we just leaves and go home. But, my wife can tell you that I talk more than anybody. and apparently I'm outmatched by this gentleman. So we sat and talked and talked and talked. And I remember my team were like, are they ever going to quit? And we just had to exchange so much information on that first time we met each other. And, we could just tell that we were synced in on so many ideas. That was my take on it.
I agree. I mean, it was, the cameras long stopped. The conversation kept going. Yeah. And although we didn't connect for a little while, when we did reconnect here on the 5th of January, it was as if we had literally just picked up on that conversation we had left off 2 years earlier.
Yeah.
And so it's, again, a natural synergy and a natural passion.
And that's what's good to highlight in this, too, because you're only as good as the team, and whenever you're, connecting and you're picking up whatever others are putting down, it's so much easier to achieve all these goals. Yeah. And, just hearing a couple of the comments on the trajectory, what's this going to look like? It's going to take a little bit of time. Yeah. That's how I know that we're in good hands, because if someone just came in and said, no, by the end of the year, we're going to have all this going, it's going to be beautiful, we're going to have this here, and it's not realistic. But with what I'm hearing, it's nothing but honesty, realism, and knowing we are going to reach that greener pasture. We just got to take the steps necessary to get there.
Yeah, and we're doing the intel part right now to find out what it's going to take. And again, I can't say it enough. It's going to take a partnership with everybody here in order to execute this where it's not going to fail. Mm-hmm. And that's why we want to be careful of the speed. So this is going to be a long-term project. It's not something that's going to happen in 2024. But we will, every time we have something new and exciting, we will share it. And, I think that we have a lot of things in the pipeline that's going to be interesting, but we still have to make sure everything's going to line up before we actually execute it.
All I know is you made things pretty darn interesting over the last week whenever that video came out of you guys inside of the cockpit, if you will. And, it's the way that the public perceives us is what's going to sell it too. It's who we are as people, our personality as a community. And whenever we all saw that, this jovial, let's be happy about this because this is 2 permanent food trucks coming, it really riled up the crowd in a great way. So what can we expect on Saturday at Flock Food Truck Park whenever we have the grand opening for the season here? What's the public going to take away from, number one, the Space Shuttle Cafe, but also Birdie's?
Yeah, so Friday, Saturday, and Sunday when the doors officially reopen, right? You're going to see, you'll have the bar and all those elements, but more importantly, Birdie's we built that truck as well. So that's going to be a whole different menu. It's going to kind of build your own. So there's going to be healthier options, and we diversified the menus intentionally between them. And this is another example of how Lasse brings his expertise. With the shuttle, you have a group of individuals who one graduate already of the apprentice program that we have for food trucks with Department of Labor. The second is his final exam, if you will. So Riman's there. He will lead the charge in the shuttle. They have a diversified menu that reflects a number of things from the greatest hits of last season. And so you have a broad menu between both the trucks. You have the interesting story of entrepreneurs that are growing their mission. Dennis, who will be operating a truck, also has a separate food truck that he's graduated into. So he knows the business deeply. So there's a learning, there's an engaging, there's a testing, right? And it's all around, let's test it together, let's enjoy it together, and I can guarantee what they are going to get is smiles, great service, a wonderful experience, and they're going to know what it is, what the words food is love mean when they go to the flock.
And we will be there as well. We have a little a tent that we're going to set up, and we have now exciting Food is Love merch.
Nice.
That says Food is Love, Alton, Illinois.
Yep.
Nice.
And it's really cool. And I think this would be a great opportunity for anybody who has any questions on what we're doing here can come out and meet us and meet and greet, really. So I'm excited about that too.
And 100 special edition.
Yes.
Space Shuttle Cafe shirts. That's all there's going to be. So I'm putting this plug now.
There
Get there
you go.
early. Get there fast because with only 100, and when they're gone, they're gone.
They're not going to last. That's right. And sorry.
And then all the proceeds goes to Food is Love, Currency of Caring, and for our broader mission because, really the idea behind everything we do is to help others, right? So.
Well, and that's such an important, issue to tackle because, number one, this is an incubator. It's not just a food truck park anymore. This is what I think is really the big call to action is Alton Works is an incubator in so many different facets, whether it's for entrepreneurial growth in terms of, mathematical, statistical business or in terms of culinary and arts business. There's incubators everywhere. And just hearing you both talk about this to where you have chefs coming in that are honing in their craft, that are putting it all to good use, that are learning and constantly evolving and being able to progress their careers, but also to provide this landing spot, not just for Alton. This is going to bring folks in, especially when you have the opportunity as a grandparent, an aunt, uncle, mom, or dad to say, hey, little Johnny, you want to go see a space shuttle today? That's a huge draw too, and that's something to be excited about.
Exactly. And remember, it's coming at a time when space, again, in America is in forefront of everybody's mind. We've reimagined it. We're re-excited. We went through a lull.
Yep.
So all things space are cool, and if you're a kid, they've always been cool.
Do you guys got a moment to stick around? I got to pay a quick bill. 9:34, we'll take a quick break on this Wednesday morning. It's 63 degrees in downtown Alton. We'll come back more of this great conversation with the chef, the general, and, well, the buffoon right after this on RiverBender.com.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
Dream Home Realty Center. Hey, Sherry.
Talk to me, Dream Team.
We've got Joey.
Yo, what up? It's Mike Keith, the proud graduate of Lewis and Clark Community College. I got my start in broadcasting and now I work all over the country. I discovered my path in media, but I could have been an electrician. Or I could have been a nurse.
Maybe not.
We are Phillips 66 Wood River Refinery. We make the fuels that take us to work and our children to school. We make materials and energy products that allow us to stay connected to each other. We care about the quality and safety of our products because we care about the communities we share. Our employees live our values of safety, honor, and a commitment to act as good neighbors where we live and operate. We are Phillips 66. Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Waiting in the sky, he'd like to come and meet us, but he thinks he'd blow our minds. There's a starman waiting in the sky. He's told us not to blow it, 'cause he knows it's all worthwhile. He told me.
That's right. You know, we're playing Starman because I feel like that's appropriate, you know, for the space shuttle that's, you know, already here at the Flock Food Truck Park that's waiting for you guys on Saturday to go in and get those 100, only 100 special edition Space Shuttle Cafe shirts. This is really cool. Take me through, John, if you could, the development and how you were able to kind of get this into number one, the only licensed space shuttle for street use.
That's
correct?
right.
How did this all come together?
Well, if you, I'll give it quick seconds on the back.
Yeah.
Its history. So this airplane was produced in support of the war effort in World War II. It actually flew missions in Germany. Came back to the States, became an airliner, and for Allegheny Airlines. Hijacked and went to Cuba for a number of years, repatriated, went back to Allegheny Airlines and flew all her service life out. Eventually went to a place where old airplanes go called the Boneyard out in Arizona. And then some enterprising individuals pulled her out. They had a vision of like a museum on wheels, speaking about air and space. And so they did that in California. Then she did a tour of Europe for a long time. So her story's unbelievable. Eventually, she came back, and a gentleman in New York bought her, and then converted her into this, had this vision for a magnificent food truck. It was never used. My wife and I found it in 2021 when we were looking to get into this ability to use food trucks for food insecurity and other things. And long story short, so we've got it. We were the first ones to put it in use. And the truck is outfitted literally like a restaurant with every piece of equipment you can imagine. That's why Lasse was salivating on the show. He's like, oh my gosh, I've got cooling cabinets. And if you name it and you see it in a commercial kitchen, and that's, of course, the truck's 38 feet long.
Right.
And so it has the full capability of virtually any restaurant line you're going to find. So couple that with its history, it's a very efficient truck in the way that it works. And so it lends itself as a perfect incubation lab, as a perfect piece of conversation starter. And it really, I think, reflects the spirit of innovation, opportunity, great food, hospitality, right? Everything we're about.
Well, and also...
But I got to tell you that nobody wanted to drive it.
Heck no.
Nobody wanted to drive it because, you know, it's a big monster. So John had to, or the general had to step in and say, okay, I'll do it. And, getting it off that trailer and putting on that trailer, that was something else. And I think you told me that was, you're not scared of gunfire in the air, but this scared him a little bit.
Oh, yeah. I'd rather go back to Afghanistan after driving that thing.
Well, I mean, I couldn't even imagine because my thought was, it has to be structured to where you can support the kitchen. And what better, vehicle to support any amount of weight than a complete war horse like the DC-3. And that's
exactly
what it
right.
was.
Yeah.
Well, and then the other point, just real briefly, could you imagine, you're sitting there, stewardess, I'd like a bag of peanuts, and she goes, okay. And you go, tell me about this airplane. Oh, it just came back from being hijacked in Cuba.
Yeah, that's right. And before that, it was in World War II. You're like, what the heck? Am I in like a time machine?
But I mean, think of the history you're going to be able to walk into. And
Yep.
what I do, and I do this in a lot of buildings in Alton and around St. Louis, is take a moment just to take a step back in time. Think about that. The warrior or the soldier for the United States or that whoever that's getting in this thing, that's getting ready to protect our freedom. All the
That's right.
the stewardess, all the stories being shared and memories on those flights around the world. I mean, those are really what I do whenever I step into those historic pieces, is do just that.
That's right.
But it's really also, as you say, I think it's also a sign of what we have to do today to pivot.
Yep.
So things that are able to pivot or transform with the times stays with us.
Yep.
So this particular space shuttle is just that. It has, pivoted with times, and it's
right.
relevant all the time. And now here it is today. and it's kind of the launch of everything we're doing with Alton Works and what we're doing in Alton, making it a culinary destination. So it's really a great way of starting this whole journey.
Well, and before we move on to this Saturday again and talk a little bit more about Food is Love, we keep hitting on food insecurity, and I want to talk to you both about your overall mission, because I've had folks on that have done some really great research for SIUE that talk about the food deserts that we have in our general area, because there are quite a few areas that do go through this. What are some of the things that both of you are looking to do to really tackle those food insecurities and just, kind of bring to light to our audience what you're working on in the bigger picture for both of you?
I'm glad you brought that up, because that's the whole impetus how we got involved in food. I have no background in it. But we saw that with the when COVID occurred, we lost 95% of the capacity of soup kitchens in America. So we looked at food trucks as a really agile asset to go, wait a second, they can get anywhere, you can bring hot food. So that's what started the momentum. What was born out of that was a way to incentivize whether a food truck operator or the public to be part of our mission of delivering what we call dignified dining. So the currency of caring was born. Everything we're doing relates back to food is a great connector, and it creates amazing experiences. But at the end of the day, the greatest satisfaction is being able to get a hot meal, restaurant quality, for free at point of need. And we call those food deserts in neighborhoods. So when we united, you had a brand that was very prolific, and we had a mechanism that had already been proven. We've just finished our 89th free food truck in the area. And what that means is that's 9,000 meals have been given away to a distributed audience in like 40 to 50 different locations that otherwise would never have been serviced, and most have never seen a truck. And our episode together is at Little Sisters of the Poor and then the homeless shelters in St. Louis, right? And it was just showing the power of when we innovate. We didn't create food trucks. We just changed the way that we deploy them. And when you combine it with people passionate about food, it's magic.
And what you just said, because people think innovate means to completely change the wheel and add a whole new invention out there. Innovating is what you just said. I mean, you already have it. Let's just put it to a little bit better use or a different use. And with the public, I think, and us as people, use that word as innovative as, this is, technological, inventions. This is a whole new contraption. No, just fix whatever we already have, and it'll work just fine. And it's proven itself.
Yeah, and one of the things John is doing, he has these lanterns in participating restaurants where you can buy a coin. And I don't know, John, do you have one with you?
I give it hopefully.
We, for $8, you can buy this coin, and you put it in a lantern. And then when we have 100 of them, we can deploy a food truck to a designated area. So that's one way the people can show up and meet us, but they can also buy a token, and they can put it in there in the lantern, and that will help the mission. And I sure hope that all the restaurants at some point in Alton, and when we meet up with everybody, would be interested in carrying this mission forward by getting a lantern, and we can explain to them how everything works and how they can help.
100%.
Yeah.
And that would be something that would be really cool.
It really was earth moving for me when I went on one of the missions with the general, and we fed homeless people. And, I think that'd be a good way if people really want to know what it's all about. They can watch Food is Love, Season 3, Episode 9. And that really explains in depth what this whole food insecurity, currency of caring is all about.
Well, and speaking of that, too, getting back to Saturday, because we have the opportunity where folks could come up and ask about this very same thing. Whenever, let's talk times. How long are you guys expecting to be out there on Saturday?
Well, I mean, as long as there's demand for us to be there, we will be there.
Good answer.
So we're hoping that there will be a lot of people there, and I can't wait to meet people, that has curiosity about food, the space shuttle, what we're doing here in Alton. So I'm very excited about that.
And getting back to the menu real quick, John, just for a brief preview, the Birdies is going to be a build-your-own type of a food truck, and then Space Shuttle Cafe is going to have some of the greatest hits. Is that what we were kind of talking about?
Greatest hits from previous. So let's give everybody a quick peek, right? I'm going to reel off a couple of these
There
things.
we go. I like
we've got everything from solar system sliders, right, to the payload burger, orbit wings. You've got the bowl of chicken. It's a wrap. You've got freeboard 7 knot. We even got vegan nautical loaded fries. So interplanetary chicken Philly. Oh my gosh, that's how this world sounded, right? And we'll kick it off with some solar system kid sliders. So there's more. Just come out and check it out.
What else do you need?
Nothing. Now.
And you know, Flock also has a full bar, cocktails, beer, and everything down there. So I think it's going to turn into a real party, a food is love party.
That's right.
And my buddy Kip he used to be with the Grafton Winery is going to be slinging drinks at Flock's Bar throughout the summer. And Kip's wonderful. He's a good mixologist.
I've met Kip already.
Wonderful man.
Yes.
I mean, I'm excited to have him a part of the Flock group too, and everyone else down there. But I got to ask you this because, you know, it's 9:46 and the audience is going, CJ, you haven't really talked about the show. I get it. I hear you. I have a phone that vibrates from my text line, and I just I'm like a Denny's, you know, it just keeps ringing on me. When you developed the show Food is Love, how did this all come into play? Give me the origin story in about a minute nutshell, if you could, on how this idea really came to be and took the world.
Well, I mean, so I really didn't. I ran a restaurant, and I really was not interested in being anywhere near anything that took me away from the restaurant. But, you know, I realized after all these years that, you know, we have a lot of issues in this country and people didn't want to talk to each other. And I saw in my restaurants with my own eyes how food would bring people together, and food will, when you have a little food and a good wine, your heart opens up and you're willing to hear the other side of, you know, an argument. And I realized, you know, if I could change the world, and I know this sounds like, you know, I'm way out there, but I think you know, that was kind of the spirit for the show, is that, you know, we'll try to change the world. Obviously, it's a grassroots movement, but we've come a long way now, and this is season 4 coming up, and that's cool. Really the premise behind the show, is to show you other cultures, other people, what other people are thinking, what they're doing, but through the lens of food, right? Mm-hmm. And that can draw attention to a lot of other topics that are important. So the show is really not a cooking show. Mm-hmm. It's really about people, culture, humanity. And, you know, if we start killing each other on the show and say bad words, we'll probably have a lot more ratings. But you know, for me, it was very important to keep this show where I knew my peers would watch the show and enjoy it. And so that's really the spirit of it.
That's really cool. And now one final gotcha question, just because I haven't asked a hard one. I have to ask you this because both of you have your backgrounds and have tasted numerous wonderful dishes. Is there a best dish ever? Because I don't think there can be. Because in my opinion, I'm not an expert, but dishes kind of are kind of time dependent and situation dependent. Do you believe that there is a best dish ever served?
Well, I mean, I'm you know, originally I'm from Denmark, and we have the national dish of Denmark. That has always been my favorite thing. Yep. It's very, very simple, but I don't know if it's a cultural thing or whatever, but that is still today my favorite. It's called stegt flæsk med persillesauce.
Whoa, say that 3 times.
Yeah, I couldn't even have said it a half of one.
Yeah, and it's like a fried piece of pork with potatoes, new potatoes, and a parsley sauce. And that's always been my favorite. So if I was sitting on death row and you asked me what my last meal was going to be, that was going to be it. But I will say that I'm famous for a dish called lobster tigerlee, and then eggs benedicts.
Ding, ding, ding. I'm going with the last one. Yeah, I've been waiting for the...
So supposedly I make really good eggs benedicts, and you know, I get to share that most of the time because the dish that I was talking about from Denmark, nobody want to eat it but me.
A lot of takers for eggs benedict, matter of fact.
A lot of takers.
A lot of takers.
Well, guys, this has been really fun. You're always welcome back on. Anytime there's any developments or you just want to chat for a couple of minutes, the floor is always yours, Senators. The General, the Chef, and the grand opening of the Flock Food Truck Park with 2 permanent spots with the Space Shuttle Cafe, and Birdie's going to be there, and you'll have the opportunity to ask all your questions about Food is Love, the current trajectory for Alton's culinary scene, and so much more this weekend, folks. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Forgot to do my job. Before I do a quick break, Every first and last Wednesday of the month, we do partner with Centerstone because we always talk about substance use disorders and all the treatments that are available out there, because it's one of those things where you need to know it before you need to know it in the world, and you're going in crisis, and who knows what's left and right, let alone, Googling where can I get help. When we have Centerstone on, we direct you to a website called recoverwithus.org. And if you're looking for a fresh start on the road to recovery, a life free from addiction's possible, and it starts at Centerstone. I don't know if you know too much about Centerstone yet, but they are a national leader in mental health and substance use disorder treatment. And it's not just for one age category, it's for everyone. And what I think is really cool is they use evidence-based practices in their treatment programs. So it's not the same, well, we've done this for 40 years, so let's just keep doing it. It's tailor-made for you. Addiction can happen to anybody, but so can recovery. There's so many great success stories, and you can start your recovery journey today by visiting Centerstone online, recoverwithus.org, or by calling 1-877-HOPE. Get over here. 123.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone, and over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
Dream Home Realty Center. Hey, Sherry. Talk to me, Dream Team. We've got Joey.
Yo, what up? It's Mike Keith, the proud graduate of Lewis and Clark Community College. I got my start in broadcasting and now I work all over the country. I discovered my path in media, but I could have been an electrician. Or I could have been a nurse.
Maybe not.
We are Phillips 66 Wood River Refinery. We make the fuels that take us to work and our children to school. We make materials and energy products that allow us to stay connected to each other. We care about the quality and safety of our products because we care about the communities we share. Our employees live our values of safety, honor, and a commitment to act as good neighbors where we live and operate. We are Phillips 66. Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
And if I can, perhaps I may become a highwayman again. Or I may simply be a single drop of rain. But I will remain, and I'll be back again.
9:54. Welcome back. I'm hanging in there. That was a good conversation. I'm gonna have to keep talking with the chef and the. I love that, the chef and the general. How cool! I'm really excited to see what happens, and so many times you go through the year. And I get it, because all of you are working 40, 45 hours, 50 hours a week. I get it, doing the same thing myself and just trying to make a living here. And make sure your bills are paid. So it's hard to kind of stop and smell the roses. But, regardless of what's going on and in terms of, politics, in terms of city business, this is an exciting time, to go out on a Saturday, go see what's happening, be a part of the fun, and realize that there is some really cool culinary stuff coming down the pipeline. So that's really something to look forward to at 9:55 on this 10th day of April. It is a Wednesday morning in downtown Alton. We'll take you to our Play It Again Sports scoreboard, because Play It Again Sports is the best place to go whenever it's time to get all that equipment ready for your rec league, your summer league, maybe. Hey, I get it. You got called in to play the alumni game and you haven't had cleats, well, since, You played soccer 30 years ago, played baseball 30 years ago. We're on the football field 30 years ago. You need to find some quality shoes. Listen, you go out to, I'm not trying to be a jerk here, but you go out to Walmart, you go out to Target, you go out to even a Dick's Sporting Goods, you're going to pay way too much for bad quality equipment. And that's just the way it goes. I played soccer for 17 years, and I'm telling you that, or for 15, sorry, telling you this. Ain't no doubt about it. Those soccer cleats are going to fall apart on you for sure for your little one throughout the season if you go with the cheap route. But if you go to Play It Again Sports, what you'll be able to find is some great quality, slightly used equipment. But we're just, our kids are growing. If you're growing, if you're in high school and you need to find a pair of cleats, why buy brand new if you're going to grow out of them in about a year? You know what I'm saying? Do you really need the $300 Superflies when you could just wait until you get to, your I guess your adult height and your adult shoe size, so you don't have to worry about spending all this money? Parents, this is a great opportunity for you at Play It Again Sports Edwardsville. Check them out on Facebook in ways that you can help your bank account and help keep your child happy with great quality equipment at Play It Again Sports. Here's your baseball scores. Breeze Central beat Freeburg 2-1. Belleville West beat Collinsville 9-4. Piasaw Southwestern beat Litchfield 7-0. Roxana beat Columbia 3-1. Alton Baseball beat O'Fallon 3-2. Valmeyer beat Dupo 16-1. Centralia 12-16. And the Centralia 12-16 beat Cahokia 0-1, I believe. Father McGivney Catholic beat Althoff Catholic Belleville 8-2. Greenville beat Carlinville 18-0. Salem beat East Alton Wood River 12-0. Marquette Catholic 6. Metro East Lutheran 3. Marquette Catholic picking up the win. Whitehall North Green 14. Pleasant Hill 10. Staunton 8. Pana 6. In softball, Piasaw Southwestern beat Litchfield 6-5. Freeburg beat Breeze Central. Say that one 4 times fast. 8-1. Marquette Catholic beat Metro East Lutheran 10-0. Collinsville over O'Fallon 11-5. Father McGivney beat Belleville Althoff Catholic 13-0. Waterloo beat Mascoutah 8-1. Salem 7. East Alton Wood River 6. Valmeyer beat Dupo 6-0 in softball. Alton beat Granite City 6-0 in softball. Belleville East 4, Edwardsville 1, Carlinville 6, Greenville 3. Carrollton beat Raymond Lincolnwood 13-0. Pleasant Hill beat Whitehall North Green 10-0 in softball. Columbia 7, Roxana 0, and Staunton beat Pana 8-0 in girls soccer. Cor Jesus Catholic Academy 4, Triad 0. They beat Triad 4-0. Maryville Christian beat Metro East Lutheran 3-0. Columbia stomped on Waterloo 5-0. Belleville Althoff Catholic beat Waterloo Jabot Catholic 6-3. Father McGivney Catholic beat Marquette Catholic 1-0 in girls soccer. That winning streak comes to an end for the Explorers. O'Fallon beat Belleville West 4-1 in girls soccer as well. In boys volleyball, Belleville West beat Collinsville and Edwardsville beat Alton. In Major League Baseball, the Cardinals beat the Phillies. Man, I'm starting to eat crow on this season. And in, well, that's about it. There you go. That's your Play It Again Sports scoreboard. If you want to see the full sports scoreboard, which has your NHL scores, your FIFA World Soccer scores, your UEFA Champions League scores, those are all available at RiverBender.com/sports. Just click on that Play It Again Sports scoreboard. Before we take a quick break, Ethan Holmes, Home Outdoor Service. He's the best. This guy is somebody who just wants to work. I mean, we were talking about this a few weeks ago at work. It's like no upstairs at my work here. Sorry, up at lunch. And, I made the comment. It doesn't seem like that old school mentality of just getting the job done, of just working through, of just trying to make a living to support your family. It's kind of like an Americana idea anymore, if you get what I'm saying, So whenever I met Ethan and he came on the show the first time, he told me about the rock special he had, and I put my money where my mouth where the money is, I guess, because I wanted to promote Ethan to all of you, so I had to use Ethan's services. See what I do here? I just don't throw people out there because they, give me a little bit of love and want to come on the show. I test. Ethan came to my house, and the work ethic that he has is just incredible. I was in Belleville doing the Home Expo show. He calls me and goes, "Man, I know we were just supposed to do this, but if it's okay, can I dig up your yard? I found all these old bricks. We can make a nice walkway." Boom. Thank you. Thank you for taking initiative. Americana thinking. The old hard school or hard work, old school blue collar workers alive and well at Homes Outdoor Service. If you call him now before Memorial Day, 15% off your hardscape and landscaping deals at Homes Outdoor Service. All you have to do is go to Facebook, type in Homes Outdoor Service, click on that profile picture, and give Ethan a ring. And once you call him, don't forget to tell him that CJ sent you his way. We'll take a quick break. Top of the hour news next.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Lennox.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Lennox products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
In the heart-pounding moments of the game, every move counts, just like in chiropractic care. Dr. Andrew Dykman of Rosewood Chiropractic champions this belief, supporting our teams in every drive and supporting his patients for nearly 20 years, offering affordable, compassionate, all-natural wellness care. Call 618-259-2676 or visit rosewoodchiropractic.com today. Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Putting trouble on the run. Man, you found the old and young, twisting the night away. Yeah, twisting. Everybody's feeling great. They're twisting the night away.
10:05, welcome back. Top of the hour news on this 10th day of April. We got to get to it. We'll take you right back here to Alton first. Just a little bit of a recap of our conversation. At Flock Food Truck Park and Bar, they welcomed 2 new permanent food trucks over the weekend, and they're eager to share more about this storied history of one new addition. The Space Shuttle Cafe is a DC-3 airplane turned food truck, and the new restaurant on wheels will sure to be the delight of both history buffs and foodies alike. John Simmons, the owner of Alton Works, noted that this is the only DC-3 airplane in the world licensed for street use and converted into a food truck. While the food truck's history is fascinating, its next chapter is just as unique. Space Shuttle Cafe, will welcome a new chef every year. This is going, Lasse Sorensen, host of the Emmy-nominated Food is Love television show, who we just talked to, will personally mentor the, quote, shuttle chef. Sorensen explained that he is excited to be a part of the Space Shuttle Cafe and to contribute to a campaign that fights food insecurity in the region. The Flock Food Truck Park and Bar will open for the season on the 12th of April this Friday. My apologies. I don't know why I kept saying Saturday. For more information about the Flock and Space Shuttle Cafe, visit the official Alton Works Facebook page or check them out at altonworks.us. Out of Greenville University is thrilled to announce its upcoming production of You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown, set to delight audiences on April the 19th, 20th, 21st, 26th, 27th, and 28th at the Factory Theater in Greenville. The Timeless Classic brings the beloved characters of Charles Schulz's iconic Peanuts comic strip to life on stage, capturing the original source of the material's charm, humor, and heart. Directed by Grant Tyndall, this production promises to be a joyous celebration of friendship, self-discovery, and life's simple pleasures, starring a talented cast of both seasoned community members and bright young talents from Greenville University and Greenville High School. Audiences can expect to be transported to the whimsical world of Charlie Brown and his friends as they embark on that heartwarming adventure and some misadventures, from Lucy's psychiatrist booth to Schroeder's piano recitals, from Snoopy's imaginative escapades to Linus's unwavering bond with his beloved blanket. The production promises laughter, nostalgia, and a renewed application of life's simple pleasures. Performance details: Friday and Saturday shows, doors open at 6:30 p.m., curtain at 7 p.m. Sunday shows, doors open at 2:30. The show begins at 3. Ticket price, $12 for adults, $10 for Greenville University students, and anyone 18 and younger. The venue, the Factory Theater, 400 East Terrace Avenue, Greenville, Illinois, 62246. Tickets are on sale now and can be purchased online. Also in the news today, out of East Alton, volunteers across the state collected stream quality data on their local streams with Illinois River Watch Network. The Illinois River Watch Network is hosting several training sessions across Illinois in April and May, which will teach community members how to monitor the health of their local streams. River Watch is a community science program coordinated by the National Great Rivers Research and Education Center at Lewis and Clark Community College. Upon completing the training and becoming certified, volunteers may adopt a stream site where they can monitor water quality and contribute to a statewide data set using these Riverwatch survey methods. No previous knowledge or experience is required to attend the Riverwatch workshop. The workshop will provide enough information for volunteers to monitor streams, whether they have a biology degree or they want to better understand the stream in their backyard. The one in Madison County in Godfrey will be on April the 27th. Continuing education credits are available for current Illinois educators. Those interested should make a note on the registration form with a hyperlink on RiverBender.com's article. The registration for adults, $50, will include copies of the Illinois Riverwatch Manual and invertebrate identification resources. Up to 2 children per registered adult may attend at no cost. How cool is that? Riverwatch offers a limited number of scholarships if the cost of the workshop is deterring you from attending. The solar eclipse brought in some out-of-this-world excitement and fun. Students at Evangelical Elementary School turned their eyes to the sky with glasses on for the solar eclipse on Monday, April the 8th. Amanda Macias, the principal, explained that the Eclipse Committee organized the event for the school, complete with special T-shirts, cookies, and more. She said, "It was an important experience for the students and teachers to be able to share this monumental moment together." In the months leading up to the eclipse, students competed to design a T-shirt, and the winning design was worn by all students pre-K through 8th grade on April the 8th. How cool is that? Students also enjoyed eclipse cookies from Duke's Bakery and posed for an all-school picture before the eclipse hit at 2 p.m. They'll remember this for the rest of their lives. That's the quote from Principal Macias. As we stay right there in Evangelical, they are inviting you to an open house for community members to explore their campus and learn more about their educational programming, whether you're a prospective student, a current family member, or just a community member interested in learning more about the school. They are welcoming you to join them for this special event. It is set for this coming Monday, April the 15th from 6 p.m. until 7:30 p.m. The open house offers excellent opportunities for parents, students, and community members to experience firsthand the vibrant atmosphere and innovative learning environment that Evangelical offers. During the event, guests will have the chance to tour the state-of-the-art facilities, including classrooms, library, and recreational areas, meet their dedicated faculty and staff who provide an exceptional educational experience and support to all students, preschool through 8th grade. Learn about their academic programs, including iReady Math and the HMH Reading Curriculum. Their Christian education program includes a weekly worship service and religion class. Discover the various resources and support services available to students and their families. Learn about their expanded sports programs, service projects, activities, and clubs, and view a showcase of student work lining the hallways and the classrooms. Enjoy refreshments in the cafeteria, this part of it hosted by the school board. Evangelical is a proud cornerstone of the Riverbend community, and they believe that collaboration and engagement of neighbors is essential for fostering a thriving, educating environment. Don't miss the opportunity to discover what the school has to offer. They look forward to welcoming you to their open house and sharing the excitement for you on that educational journey. For more information, please call 1-618-466-1599. That's the phone number to Principal Amanda Macias. They also want you to mark your calendars for May 3rd and May 4th when Evangelical hosts Eagle Fest. The community event features live local bands, inflatables, games, food and beverage options, a beer tent, raffles, and auctions. Plus, you can sign up now for the bags tournament. You can click on the RiverBender.com article with hyperlinks that will take you directly to all the information that you're needing for the fun at Evangelical. Let's take a look at weather. Currently at 64 degrees. And it feels like 65. Today, cooler with periods of rain. There could be a rumble of thunder, so be aware out there if you have any outside sports today, especially if you're on grass. Who knows what comes with it. Tonight, rain, breezy later on. Temperatures should reach just around Well, we already hit it. 64 degrees today. They'll continue to drop through the afternoon. Temperatures will drop to 51 overnight as we head into Thursday, the 11th day of April, where we can expect another day of rain, a 92% chance of it. A high of 64, a low of 46 on Friday, the 12th day of April, a high of 65, a low of 43. No rain in the forecast, partly sunny skies on Saturday. A high of 80 degrees, low of 59, no rain in the forecast, and on Sunday, a high of 82 degrees, a low of 60, and you gotta love to see it. For time and temperature throughout the day, you give this phone number a ring, 618-465-4545, this time powered by Bounce Back, Rehab, Recover, and Return Home. Hey, let me fill you in on Alton Little Theater. Speaking of rain, why don't you go outside and sing in it today? You know, little singing in the rain. You could do that at Alton Little Theater at the end of the month. Singing in the Rain is how they are wrapping up the 90th year of our cornerstone staple in our community, Alton Little Theater, the oldest, most continuous in the state of Illinois, and one of the oldest and most continuous in the country. We have that staple right here in the 618. Singing in the Rain is already selling tickets left and right. You better get yours quick because they will not be here for too much longer. If you're a season ticket holder and want to reserve your date, do it now too. You don't want to miss out on this wonderful performance. The cast and crew are getting excited. Kevin Frakes, Lee Cox putting it all together where we're having a downpour on stage, the sights and sounds of Singing in the Rain being brought back to life by Alton Little Theater. AltonLittleTheater.org for more information today. That's AltonLittleTheater.org to get started on getting your tickets for Singing in the Rain and buying your season tickets for the 91st season today. 10:16's the time. Let's take a look at Skycam real quick. Always good to see how downtown Alton's looking on a kind of a drearier day here in the 618. There you go, the Clark Bridge and the Cracker Factory, Mineral Springs Mall, all the sights and sounds of Broadway. Some folks coming out of Alton, and the 618 as we're getting ready to keep our morning moving right here in downtown Alton. It's 10:16. We'll come back. Daily Show hits you next right here on RiverBender.com.
Falling behind what could be. Oh, oh, bring me a higher love. Bring me a higher love. Oh, bring me a higher love. Where's that higher love?
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
In the heart-pounding moments of the game, every move counts, just like in chiropractic care. Dr. Andrew Dykman of Rosewood Chiropractic champions this belief, supporting our teams in every drive and supporting his patients for nearly 20 years, offering affordable, compassionate, all-natural wellness care. Call 618-259-2676 or visit rosewoodchiropractic.com today. Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ. Welcome back. 1022. Let's take a look at On This Date in History, huh? Some interesting stuff happening around the world on this day. Well, we aren't looking at downtown Alton. You're looking at me now. Hold on. Sorry about that. On this date, April the 10th, the safety pin is patented. And someone's wife or husband or family member should be slapping this individual in the back of the head until the day that they passed away. In 1849, the safety pin is patented, okay? The individual sold the rights for $400. You have got to be kidding me. In 1975, Lee Elder became the first black golfer to play in the Masters. In 1961, Gary Player became the first international Masters champion, the South African, in 1961. In 1919, the revolutionary leader Emiliano Zapata is assassinated in Mexico. And the Bataan Death March began in World War II on this date in 1942. In 1970, the world was upset. Paul McCartney announced his break from the Beatles. In 1953, the first color 3D film opened for the public. Isn't that wild to think about? 3D has been around that long. In 1963, the atomic submarine, the USS Thresher, sinks in the Atlantic, and it killed all on board. In 1834, an arson investigation uncovered a torture chamber in a mansion of a New Orleans enslaver. That was a pretty big story back in the day. They had a big write-up on the history page for that today. In 1971, we're mending fences. The U.S. table tennis team visited communist China. That was a big deal. In 1865, upon surrendering to the Union, General Lee gave his final address to the troops in 1865 after their embarrassing defeat. In 1941, Croatia declares independence during the World War II era. 1024, that happened on this date in history. Native plant, or NGREC, we learn more about what they got cooking right after this in downtown Alton.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Lennox system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox, Genetics. Innovation never felt so good.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
DJ Mike Keith.
This is where I am today. Let me show you where I started.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Munganast Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and they will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Munganast Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Munganast Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com. Welcome back to N27. Our daily show continues with, is it NGREC? Am I calling you guys the wrong name?
That is one of our partners.
Oh no!
The Corps of
I've been
Engineers.
doing this all day. The Corps of Engineers. I am sorry. I've done this for a year.
We're right next to one another. It happens all the time.
I have done this for a year. Allison, please don't be mad at me. I'm sorry. The Corps of Engineers. Why do I keep saying NGREC? I don't know. NGREC on the brain. Native plant sale this weekend. This is a really cool event with a lot happening. Fill me in.
Yeah, well, it's a celebration of all things native plants. So it's the Riverlands Native Plant Festival. It's our first, and we're going to have a bunch of really awesome partners and local organizations that are coming out to celebrate native plants, what they do for our environment, and then also teach folks about how they can bring native plants to their homes. So we're really excited about it.
Well, and Sia, you are a biologist for the stewardship team, correct?
Yes.
So just right off the bat, there's got to be a lot that we can do with our local native plant species that we have for our own backyards. Is that the case?
That is definitely the case, and that's one of the big things that we want folks to take home with the event is that native plants support so much of our environment. Our wildlife, our environment evolved around native plants.
Right.
That's what was here. And when we get used to landscaping, we go to Home Depot and we see all of these plants that aren't from the area that we are in.
Yep.
And so native plants provide so many benefits for pollinators, for birds, wildlife, for us. I mean, they're beautiful, they're diverse. So we really want to show folks you don't have to be scared of them. You might not see them out in Home Depot, but there's so many great organizations that are growing, celebrating native plants, and it really isn't that difficult to kind of bring them into your space.
I got a question just right off the bat for my own personal naiveness. I think I'll just call it that right now. Morning glories, are they native?
Depending on species, yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
I feel okay about this now. I made the worst decision of my life, and that was to put morning glories in just a small flower bed. And I have been, I had a sunflower that got strangled for 4 months. You know, it was terrible. And so whenever we go on Saturday, is it okay for folks to ask some questions about maybe what would work in their landscaping setting, whether or not they have a 4 foot, 4 square foot area or a 400 square foot area to use?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. This would be the place, actually, I would say, because I keep mentioning our partners, and I do want to showcase them. We have organizations like Grow Native, which is an amazing organization in Missouri that has so many resources for folks. The place to go for resources.
Absolutely.
Actually, incredible. Wild Ones. St. Louis actually has the largest chapter in the nation. And these are folks that are just St. Louisans and people in St. Charles. We have different chapters, 3 different chapters, in fact, coming to the event. And they're experts on native landscaping. And Grow Native, bring conservation home through the Audubon. We also have the Missouri Botanical Gardens and Shaw Nature Reserve. Yep, they're going to be there. So we have the experts. That's what I'm saying. This is the place to come if you are. And we even have 3 presenters talking about how to plant a garden. Yep, if you are curious. 10 a.m. We have a talk about what's the buzz about native gardens. That's the talk. Sulei, we have James Fapel talking about why are they important for pollinators, and then we also have another talk about how to maintain a native garden. So not only can you learn, you can enjoy, you can take a plant home. It'll be all things.
There we go. So let's break this down. Give me the lineup here. What time do we open up on Saturday?
10 o'clock at the Riverlands Migratory Bird Sanctuary,
and that's
or Audubon Center.
Right across from Clark Bridge, correct?
Yep.
Perfect. And then you just take, just because I always drive by this, and I feel like if I do it, a lot of other people probably do it too. It's just that first exit ramp, isn't it, on the right-hand side if you go into Missouri?
Yes, you can do either way now with the new turn system in 367. You can turn immediately right and go underneath the bridge and then kind of hit the sanctuary by the gas station, or you can keep going and then use the J turn a little bit farther down and loop back and then turn right again into the sanctuary.
Nice. I forgot all about that.
New and improved.
That's really cool. So we have that 10 a.m. What time does it end?
2.
You got
10 to 2.
You got not just 1, not just 2. How about 4 hours to really get all of the questions you need answered and to really see what native plants can do, not only for your backyard, but for our environment if we all kind of contribute to this.
Absolutely.
And then, take me through the lineup of speakers. What time do the speakers start?
They begin at 10 o'clock.
Okay.
It's kind of almost on the hourly basis, so folks can hit one of those talks depending on when they arrive. So the first talk, which is the What's the Buzz About Natives, that's from 10 to 10:45. The next one is at 11 to noon, which is Native Plants and Pollinators. And then at 12:30, from 12:30 to 1:15, is maintaining the native plant gardens in your backyard garden.
Is it hard to maintain a native plant garden sometimes?
I will say, I think it's about as much as a regular garden. If you want any natural landscape to do well, you got to give it a little love. You got to give it a little something.
Are you telling me I can't just throw that Miracle Grow on it and call it a summer?
You'll get Miracle Grow of all sorts of weeds too. I gotta say they won't pick just the natives. So, but
it's a good point.
But I think the benefits outweigh the maintaining. It's just it's good to give it a little love and it'll love you back.
Absolutely. And take me through the all the other amenities, because I know there's a ton going on, and I know there's a lot to kind of talk about, and how do we get it all in one conversation? And I do this to you every time. Please help me. Is it Corinne?
Corinne.
Oh my goodness! I almost got it. I said Corinne last. I remember this. I remember my mess ups, and I was kind of nervous still. I was almost shaking.
At this point, so it's fine.
But really fill me in on this, because I know that there's a couple of moving parts throughout the 4 hours. While there's speakers going on, there's still going to be other opportunities to go learn and be a part of it. Take me through them.
Well, the day itself is actually, I guess it's technically longer than 4 hours, depending on what folks are interested in.
Okay.
So our partners at the Audubon Center, they are helping to organize a trash bash earlier in the morning. So if you're wanting to kind of get out, it's also Earth Month, so this is kind of like our Earth Day celebration going into Earth Week next week.
Makes sense. Okay.
So the trash bash is on Ellis Island. That starts at 8 a.m., so that's from 8 to 10 if folks are like really wanting to get out and like get their hands on stuff and kind of give back. You do just have to go on to Audubon's, either their website or their Facebook page to pre-register, but that is free. It's just a volunteer opportunity to help do a litter cleanup on Ellis Island. So that's 8 to 10, and then the Native Plant Festival kicks off at 10 o'clock. So we have activity stations from all of those partners that Insia had mentioned, as well as there's a passport program, so depending on how many stations you visit, you have an opportunity to win little prizes, maybe a plant.
Nice.
And then also we're doing greenhouse tours and letting the public into the new Army Corps of Engineers Riverlands greenhouse, which is kind of the first time that we're doing that.
Now, fill me in on the greenhouse. What are some of the previews you can give us? How's it looking inside?
Well, you've got the expert right
here.
It's looking planty. We got a little late start on it, but we've got our seedlings are looking really healthy. We've got a bunch of different milkweeds, coneflowers, and so folks will be able to kind of walk through, learn a little bit about how does a greenhouse work. It's all climate controlled. It's a really fancy system. It's got automatic shades. It's got cisterns. It's pretty high tech.
That's cool.
But yeah, and it's all about growing native plants that we'll actually use towards restoration at Riverland. So you get to
really cool.
See the prairies that these plants are going to go back to, and also support like the partners in the area. So
well, and you can get a really good understanding of some of the work that you guys do that we might not necessarily know about because of we're used to going for lock and dam tours and all these other things, but the real work that you guys are doing in preserving that waterway is really important and crucial, really.
Absolutely.
And what a great time to see it. Now I got to ask you a hardball question here. What is both of your favorite native plants?
Oh man, that changes.
We both like ephemerals. I know that.
Yes.
Mine's probably Dutchman's breeches.
Oh
yeah. Right. It's a little ephemeral spring plant, and they look like little pairs of pants. They're really cute.
No way.
They do. They're so cute.
It's not prairie related, but it is my favorite because it's adorable.
They look like a pair of pants?
That's
awesome.
You have to look them up.
You gotta look. They're so cute.
My God. What are your thoughts?
It depends on the season. I really love prickly pear. It's a cactus. It's a native cactus too.
Wait, prickly pears are native here?
Yes, they are. There's a couple of native cacti in Missouri.
Really?
Yeah, the only eastern one that we can see.
So that they have,
we
have. They're all outside the museum too. If you come to the museum flower beds, like in our parking lot, they're in the summertime.
Well,
everywhere.
that leads me to a quick question. People are going to go and probably learn that there's a lot of things that they're seeing at department stores that they could easily grow in their own backyard, too. I mean, because if I don't know that a prickly pear cactus is native, because I would have thought, well, a cactus, that's desert. Go ahead and keep that in Arizona. This is cool. This is a great learning opportunity.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I guess, like, wildflower-wise, there's just so many. There's so many different varieties that you just don't even realize because you get really used to when you're in, with the lawns and stuff. So I think that's one of the great things to celebrate about natives is that there's just so many different kinds of wildflowers and native plants that you just don't know about.
And they aren't, and that's what I think is a good point too is, you drive by it all the time because you're driving by the grass fields or you're driving by somewhere and you go, oh, they need to cut that. But you don't realize the ecosystem that it's building and providing, so much for the pollinators in our lives and then also maybe some any type of consuming from any wildlife like a bird or any type of rodent species too. That's kind of cool to think about. This is really a great time to come out on Saturday. I'm loving this. I'm really learning.
The weather's looking great too. So
80 degrees. 80 degrees.
It's gonna
Get
be
this
beautiful.
day out of your head. You can go over to West Alton and enjoy 80 degrees, learn about the native plants, and also learn about the resources that are available as well. How many are going to be on hand to provide information about some of the resources, the groups? Do you have any ballpark?
7. So we're going to have 7 stations.
Okay.
Including Audubon, of course. Audubon is going to have, the talks will be in the Audubon Center, but they'll have their booth. And then we also have St. Louis Audubon. I can give a list of partners real quick. If
Go
you wanna
for
go
it. Yeah, let's shout them out.
Yeah, Audubon, of course. Bring conservation home through St. Louis Audubon. We've got Wild Ones, St. Charles, and St. Louis chapters. We've got Grow Native. I mentioned the Missouri Botanical Gardens, Shaw Nature Reserve, and then and then we'll have a prize station as well, and kind of we'll go
us from the core,
and then the core,
and of course the core will be there too.
Yeah,
it'd be a little awkward if you weren't.
Exactly, I know.
That'd be that's some stuff I would do. And yeah, we'll see you there. CJ, where were you? Oh yeah, well I was
out.
I was golfing. But in all seriousness, joking aside, this is really a great opportunity for even your little ones to come and learn about the wildlife that's in front of them, because everyone always likes to make things clean and simple nowadays. It's like, let's just cut that brush out, let's just cut this out. But you don't realize some of the impact that you're kind of making in your own neighborhood, because that could have been a pollinator plant. It could have been something that benefits the environment. So to learn about that ahead of time is really needed.
And it's just the little simple things that you don't think about. Is like some of those things that the flowering weeds, like violets. So you're like, oh, gotta cut everything down. But even those weeds provide pollinator resources. Or cutting back stalks or leaving bare ground. There's bees that nest in the ground. So
Whoa. Stop hitting me with some weird stuff.
So
no way.
It's those little things that you kind of just don't think about that in your garden that you can do, which aren't really that crazy. Not everyone has to go out there and plant a 6x6 foot native garden bed that they're not used to. It's just the little things you can do, and that's what it's all about. It's the little changes.
And you're gonna learn all about those little changes you can make, and just in general from 10 a.m. until at least 2 over at West Alton. Is there anything else I'm forgetting about?
Not particularly that day, no.
There we go. We have more to talk about. We'll be joined by the Corps of Engineers all summer long as we keep talking about the great work being done. And thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Anything else before we say goodbye?
No, we hope to see you all there. Yeah.
It should be a blast.
There you go.
It'll be really fun.
10:41's the time. We'll come back and we'll learn all about the Mississippi Masters. That tournament takes place in just a few short days. Peter Allen joins us with the latest next.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
In the heart-pounding moments of the game, every move counts, just like in chiropractic care. Dr. Andrew Dykman of Rosewood Chiropractic champions this belief, supporting our teams in every drive and supporting his patients for nearly 20 years, offering affordable, compassionate, all-natural wellness care. Call 618-259-2676 or visit rosewoodchiropractic.com today. Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ. No one's going to be giving you any friction at the Mississippi Masters. Just a great time, a great team, and your chance to walk away as winners of the Masters tournament. Peter Allen, Dan, the president of the Grafton Chamber of Commerce. I am so sorry for that awkward introduction a couple of minutes ago, man. I'm still feeling weird about it.
No problem. We didn't even hear it. So.
Yeah, no, it's all good, you know. Well, Dan and I connected right away because I think I'm going to be sharing a similar spot to Dan on a different golf course this year. I like the cooking aspect of things. Why do you got to play when you can cook? You know?
Exactly. Exactly. Nobody makes fun of you.
No, exactly. You know, I have the worst etiquette, too, because I'm like the Larry David type of golfer.
I can see that.
I want to get through it. You know, let's go ahead and play, but I'm also the guy that stops and smells 48 roses before I tee off, too.
Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Yep.
Peter, how are we looking for Mississippi Masters?
We're looking good. This is our 7th annual, excited to say, 7th annual Mississippi Masters fundraiser and everything for the Grafton Chamber of Commerce, one of some great events that the Chamber holds. But Jamie Clayton and I, it was our baby. We started it up 7 years ago. He was the former president of the Chamber of Commerce, and Dan took over for him, doing a great job. Jamie's doing some research out in Hilton Head. I don't know if it's golf related or not, but he's out there, so Dan's filling in for him. Registrations are going well. We still got spots. We need spots. We've got... it's one of the better tournaments of the year.
It really is.
I play in quite a few of them, so this is one of my favorites.
Well, and everyone that I've talked to that does this it's a calendar marker tournament, really, where you know, hey, we're playing on this date, we're in this tournament, because it's just a lot of fun.
It's fun. And, yes, that was kind of the first idea: build camaraderie and goodwill, and promote Grafton. And Lock Haven, who's a big part of this.
And this is a big catalyst to a lot of the Grafton Chamber of Commerce events, correct? This is a big fundraiser for that.
Yes. Yep. Yes. The monies that are raised with the Masters go to fund all the projects, startup money for all the projects that we have throughout the year. You know, and the big ones, you know, we have Sip, Sample, and Stroll coming up.
Mary will be on April 30th.
Very good. Very good.
I'm on it.
You know, and we got the whole slew of projects that go on in the fall and in December. You know, and over the years, the Masters have funded buying the Christmas decorations that you see in Grafton in the city parks.
Wow.
Over $40,000 that we've spent.
That's
so
incredible.
the money goes back to the community.
It goes directly back,
Yes.
and not just just one sector of the community. It goes literally to the community because those lights, I mean, do bring people into town during the wintertime.
They're
and
beautiful.
There was nothing cooler in the winter. The family from Florida came in. What do? Well, let's go to buy the bucket. Let's go buy the bloody bucket.
Bloody
Let's,
bucket, yes.
try out one of
Yes.
the seasonal cocktails.
Nothing
and drinks.
says Christmas like the Bloody Bucket.
Well, Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
Exactly.
But when you go down and you're driving there, it's just such a great sight to behold, and just to really see the village of Grafton time and time again really putting out some great things, whether it's just in terms of simple, holiday lights or the big grand events.
Right.
It's always looking great, and that's why it's great to support these type of fundraising opportunities.
Big sled and reindeer that was added this year, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was brand new in the park.
Yeah.
I mean, it was large enough, and it was built so you could sit in it for photo ops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Really cool. Well, Dan, take me through your time as being the president of the Chamber of Commerce. Was this something you ever thought you'd be in the position of?
No, I didn't. Jamie Clayton has been president for 2 or 3 years in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, we're a small community, so
Right.
the pool of volunteers is pretty small.
Right.
And he was getting tired, to say the least.
Sure.
He said he would do it again, but he really didn't want to. Yeah. So I was vice president last year, kind of jumped up to the plate and said, okay, help me out, boys, but I'll go for it.
He's taking the ball and running with it, so he's doing a good job.
Well, in the chamber, you guys have a really great chamber that everyone's really working on the same page and really firing on all cylinders, and that's got to make the transition a lot easier, I would imagine, for you, Dan, when you decide to take the reins.
Yep. Pulled in a few of the other businesses.
Yeah.
Everybody's working together because everybody knows they need to work together to make all of Grafton work.
Absolutely. And getting back to the Mississippi Masters, which is step one of the Grafton Chamber of Commerce this year, because we just talked about a great fundraising opportunity to provide the ongoing programming and other different great things going on throughout the calendar year. And this happens on Friday, April the 26th. Check in at 11 a.m. And let's talk prizes. You're throwing out there some good numbers. That's gambling money right there.
Lots of big money prizes. 100% of these skins goes back to the field. We've got lots of random prizes for close to the hole, long drives, and other contests. It's a good tournament. It's a good tournament to win, and sometimes there's a side bets here and there too.
Well, and then what I'm seeing, if it's okay, let me go ahead and throw out some dollars here. This 600 could go into Beer House right now and double easily.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying here? You got prizes in the is this A flight?
Cash for the first A, B, and C, and then just some
prizes.
Surprise prizes for D flight. So we're paying 4 flights. That's a little higher than most tournaments. And we've got a lot of sponsors that have donated those prizes, so we're happy to give them away.
Do you know what I like about this is the 50-50. I heard this can get pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This could be a good day for somebody on April the 26th.
Yep.
50-50 available, and attendance prizes too, just for being there.
Just show up, you'll win something. And the food is always good. Food is included in food and drink. Everyone gets at least a 6-pack, or they can give it to their buddy. But Dan does most of the cooking, and the food is always excellent.
Dan, what are we frying up on a Friday?
Do we even know
Burgers, bratwurst, and we'll throw in some hot dogs.
Dan came prepared,
Yeah.
Peter. He was ready for that one. Now, how do you cook for such a big crowd? Because this is always interesting, because I know of folks that literally get called to do stuff just for specific events because they know, hey, they're going to be behind the grill, things are getting done. Do you have any type of procedure for this when you have such a mass of people and you're cooking things as quick as you are?
Well, I bring in some help. Ron Coate, him and his wife own the Grafton Pub.
Oh, yeah.
He's ran restaurants for years. He comes down, he helps me. We got 2 gas grills going simultaneously, and we put it out. And
takes a small army of lots of volunteers coming in. My wife Gina is there helping, and lots of ladies doing making it pretty and comfortable, and it's very nice.
Yeah.
Well, it's a really cool community event. Even though golf tournaments get fun and all the crazy that comes with it, a good crazy, obviously. It's cool to see the little pieces that make up the big piece of the puzzle, which is the volunteerism aspect of it, of folks coming in, whether or not
their businesses are still operating that day, I would assume, or a lot of them are.
Right,
and
they're leaving work to come help out.
leaving to go
As
be a
I
part
am.
of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think is really cool, and that's what shows what you have to do to succeed as a community.
Right.
You know, and to be able to do these things, and that's kind of sacrifice sometimes and dedicate your time to the mission.
It's fun. The bottom line is it's fun, and most of the players put this. They, like you said, they mark their calendar for the next year for it. So we're happy about that.
Now, do you remember last year's winner of this tournament?
I do. It was Eddie Scholar's team.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, Eddie Scholar and a few of his cohorts. He had 3 ringers in himself. So,
Where's that you give love a bad name? I'm going to add golf in there. You have got to be kidding.
3 A-flight golfers and Eddie. So
That's
walked
hilarious.
Away. I was hoping they would donate the money back, but I don't think they did. I'm kidding. You don't donate the money back. You keep the money.
That's incredible. That should have been the headline.
Right?
Scholar
the
wins
headline.
Mississippi Masters.
Scholar wins again.
Now, to register, this is what I think's cool. It's affordable because golf tournaments are getting more and more pricey and registration fees. Your guys are keeping the same as last year. I remember it was
we're keeping it under $100 a man is always our goal, and so I think we're at 90 a man this year, and it's easy.
Yeah,
and that includes beer and food and fun.
And that's by the time you
golf.
go. By the
And
time,
cart.
by the time you go to the golf course yourself and get all
you
those
can spend
things.
90 without a tournament.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is great. And now, are you guys still accepting sponsorships for the
We
tournament?
absolutely are. Whole sponsorships, and we've got all kinds. If you go to GraftonILChamber.com, that gives you the whole rundown, or give me a call. My number's out there in the public. So call me anytime.
I'll have to get a whole sponsor. We need a Daily Show whole sponsorship.
definitely do.
We need
There you
a
go.
Daily Show
Yes.
whole
We've
sponsorship.
got,
I like that.
We got plenty of room.
Well, unless I'm driving on the fairway, then you just better get the hell out of the way, you know. Now, Peter, what are you playing in this tournament with all that's going on? That's interesting. Okay.
I do a lot of I help with all the legwork, getting it going and getting teams signed up, and some of the registration. So what's fun is that the registration and lunch starts at 11. We got 2 hours to sit, relax, drink, eat. So by hour 2, though, I'm off the clock and I'm a golfer.
That's cool.
So then I turn
really
it over to
cool.
Dan and his experts. Yeah. And I've got buddies that we play with every year. Ray Morales is on that team, David Dixon, and I think we're looking for another ringer. But we're good. We've yet to place in the top 5, but that's another story.
I'm going to be on Eddie's team this year.
Right? He's got the same one lined up again.
No, he doesn't.
yeah.
Now, see, now they figured this out. They broke the code
do.
here. Well, you know, another thing that was coming up this the weekend of Mississippi Masters is the opening of the Riverside Flea Market.
That's true.
This
true.
This, Peter, has got to be something you're all proud of at the Loading Dock because it really has become such a staple for folks across the river coming in, and wherever they come from, they're coming from all over to be a part of it.
This, I think, is the 1991 was the first Riverside Flea Market started by my mom, Trudy Allen, and Sue Weber and Joanne Harmon. It was basically just the 3 of them in that 40,000 square foot warehouse having a little garage sale. And people would walk through and go into the loading dock on a busy day, and they'd say, well, this would be a good place for a flea market. And so it's gone from the 3 of them to now 60 vendors, waiting list to get in. Thousands of people come through there on a weekend. And it's fun. It's known regionally as one of the fun flea markets, and you can drink a beer while you're walking around shopping.
That's
which is always fun too.
And you get the sights and sounds of the loading dock and the backdrop, and really able to.
Right. So Friday is a work day usually for my mom, but she's going to be playing in the tournament, so we're going to have to staff that. But the 26th, is that right? 27th and 28th, Saturday and Sunday is the first Riverside Flea Market of the season, and that usually kicks off the spring for the loading dock and hopefully the town of Grafton.
Well, and that's what I think's cool because you guys have it figured out over in Grafton when it comes to really being that spot and having that atmosphere. Because the atmosphere is the hardest thing to come by. You can add any building you want and you can add all this stuff, but if you don't have the people there and the morale, you aren't getting anywhere.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, and you guys just have such a great camaraderie throughout the village, and I think that's always awesome to highlight too.
And all the businesses do. We do work together, and I love that. It's not competitive because people that come to Grafton, it's a destination. They've driven 30 miles minimum to get there, so they're going to spend the day in Grafton and not just go to one place.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it spreads around.
Well, how long does it take to prep for the flea market? Is it just a one-day turnover?
Oh, well, Friday, the vendors come in and set up. Then Saturday and Sunday, and then we have security at night that watches. They leave all their stuff set up. And, Monday morning, it's like it never happened. So.
That's incredible. That's incredible.
Yep.
Now, Dan, what's the best you've ever done in Mississippi Masters? Let's talk golfer to golfer here.
About 300 hamburgers.
Good answer.
That's a great answer.
We're not talking scores. No.
Well, all I know is whether or not you're going to be a whole sponsor, you're going to support in some type of sponsorship, or you're rounding up 4 of your buddies. There's still time. When
Get
does
some teams together.
When does registration?
Registration's open until the day before. So
really cool.
Yeah, keep it going. But we expect it to be full well before then.
Oh,
so
I
we've
think
got
so,
a couple
too.
weeks to go. And
I mean, we've had waiting lists in the past.
Yes.
Are you serious?
Yeah. People wanting to get in, and we were full.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
We do limit it to 36 teams just to keep the ball moving, so you don't slow everybody down.
Yeah. Well, hey, you remember that car lot back there about 20 years ago? That's kind of my golf conversations,
right.
where it has nothing to do with what's going on out there. All I know is that you guys are going to have some fun, and for more information, we are going to be talking with the Grafton Chamber throughout the summer as we promote all the upcoming events. Mary Lillisby will be on April 30th to talk sample stroll, but you can find out more information for yourself at GraftonILChamber.com. That's GraftonILChamber.com.
Yep.
And on that note, I'm out of time today. All of you have a great rest of your day. We are jam-packed with another show tomorrow. So on that note, bring an umbrella out. Don't get rained on. It messes up the hairspray. And just try your best to stay out of jail.